let's talk Lance. It's been 24 minutes. We've made the people wait. Realistic expectations for Trey Lance. What do you think they are?
All right. So I feel like Trey Lance is going to prove out to be the best quarterback on this roster. And a lot of people are saying, well, we should sit him for a year. I disagree with that. I think that first of all, he just sat for a year. He's got to play. And usually when you sit, it's for one reason and one reason only. You are not grasping the offense, right? You're not ready to get out there and call plays and be confident in it. Well, we learned throughout this whole process, that's what Lance does best. I mean, he's a mental processing champion. Yeah, that's what it comes down to. So those portions of his game that would normally hold you back when you're a rookie is not going to be an issue.
That's true.
Now, am I saying he should start day one? Maybe. I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if we have a preseason.
I wouldn't take that off the table. I would not take that off the table.
No, I wouldn't
have to earn that. He would have to.
He would. Yes. He would.
Because I bet you a lot of these teammates are skeptical, man. A lot of these teammates have, like Jimmy.
Yeah,
they need to see it too. They need to see it
for sure.
Yeah,
for sure. He absolutely has to earn it.
Yeah.
But with that said, I feel like with a preseason, a full training camp, all the mini camps, I feel like he could be ready week one. I really do. Now, I'm not saying that's the case, but I would be shocked. And quite frankly, I would be a little disappointed if he doesn't play at least 6-7 games this season as the starter.
I think that's key. Because if he's not starting week one, he still needs to be playing. I mean, let's be real clear.
There's a difference. You're right.
Yeah. I mean, he's not developing by sitting on the bench, holding a clipboard.
Right.
You put him in for a series or two and you set him up for success. It's in the second quarter. You start at your 40-yard line. Nothing bad could go on. And you start creating positive experience that's what Bill Walsh did for Joe Montana and Steve.
Right.
So if it worked for him, I'm just doing the Bill Walsh playbook. I didn't invent this. I'm just trying to channel what Bill Walsh would do here. Obviously, if Trey Lance is ready, you play him.
Mm-hmm.
But what are realistic expectations for this kid? He's 20. He'll turn 21 in 4 days.
Yeah.
I remember Colin Kaepernick's first year, and people are very triggered by Colin Kaepernick, and they don't like his politics and stuff. He's really smart. Okay, he was an AP student. He was a 4.0 dude. He was a 38 on his 38 on the Wonder League. I don't know if I could do that.
Right.
Really smart. So retaining information, memorizing things was never an issue for him. But he wasn't ready to start as a rookie, and he sat for a year and a half, and that worked for him. Maybe he could have played earlier, but I remember him at his initial training camp. He was a pistol guy in college. He came here. He couldn't even get the ball from under center. Now, that's not going to be an issue for Trey Lance. He was under center in college, but little weird things could happen in camp where he's like, wow, this guy really is super young and he's not ready. I guess I don't expect it, but he'll have to show it.
Here's my thing. I feel like a lot of people pegged Mac Jones on Shanahan for what reason? Because
he's pro ready.
He's pro ready. He's most ready to start.
Yeah.
He has the same amount of starts as Lance. And guess what we learned throughout this process? Lance actually is the one with the higher football IQ than Mac Jones is.
Yep.
So if Mac was ready because of his football IQ in 17 games, why not Lance?
Yeah, I wouldn't bet against him. I'm just trying to think realistic expectations. I don't think it's realistic to expect a 21-year-old kid to learn the entire offense and be better at it than Jimmy by August.
Right.
That if he can, what an amazing story, and I wouldn't put it past him because this guy's special.
Right.
But to expect it, I think there's a reason that Kyle is already lowering expectations, being like, yo, he's not even ready to compete. He's just said that. And I think there's a reason he's saying that. It's not that he won't compete. It's he's like, look, we're in the teaching phase with Trey. He's 20. We're taking the long view here. He's technically our first round pick in 2023, and we don't want to ruin him before that. So before we give him the whole playbook and say, beat out Jimmy,
we're
going to give him a chapter and say, master this. And he will, and we'll see how long that takes him, and that determines how much more we'll give him. And he'll determine how quickly we accelerate his process. That's the way I think, the prudent, realistic way. He'll determine how quickly this goes.
I forget what the publication was, but it came out today that people around Trey Lance expect him to have the full grasp of that offense by the time training camp starts.
I hope he has that as a goal, man. I'd love to see him do it because I have a bottle of wine writing on this with my dad. I made a bet yesterday saying I think
did you
start week 1, and now I'm over here being like, let's be patient. No, let's get him on the freaking field so I can get that bottle of wine. I think he can do it. I just feel like, man, he's still just 20. Like, let him prove that. I'm not going to expect that from him. He's younger than Vish.
No, that's definitely who's Vish?
Who is this Vish kid?
Listen, I don't expect it, but I'm just not putting it out of the realm of possibility. Neither. But I do expect at least 6 starts from this kid. I really do.
And let's remember, if they're following, everyone keeps pointing to the Patrick Mahomes thing. Well, how about Lamar Jackson?
Right.
Because Lamar Jackson was 21. I mean, that's how young he is, and Lance is, and Joe Flacco was that aging champion that had kind of some emotional ties to the team, and Garoppolo isn't a champion, but he's still been there, and the locker room's behind him.
Right.
Lamar Jackson became the starter after the bye week. Maybe that's what Trey Lance does too. You give Jimmy Garoppolo a chance one last chance to prove himself. And if they're 3-3, 3-4, well, Jimmy, you're not the future. You're not that good right now. We're going to give it a shot.
Yeah.
That's what Baltimore did.
Now, Herbert had a lot more starts in college.
Yes.
But
that's
look at the terrible situation he was thrown into. I mean, he didn't even know he was starting until about 30 minutes before a game, and he came out and played great. And I think it was against the defending Super Bowl champs. I'm pretty sure they were playing Kansas City that first start. Like, what a terrible situation to be thrown in. And he ended up playing great. So,
final point. I think whatever it is, you just want the first experience that he has to be positive.
Absolutely.
Like, you're not in a position where it's like, if you were a rebuilding team, be like, well, whatever, we're going to lose anyway. You go out and learn. Like, that's what Buffalo did with Josh Allen, and it was appropriate. But the Niners aren't that team. They're ready to win. They don't have first-round picks. So you don't just be like, hey, go out there and suck. You know, it's okay. Sure. Like, if he's ready to be good, then absolutely. Don't hold him back. But they'll see it in practice. They'll all know when he's ready.
Yeah, they will. They will.
Yeah. And it could be fast. CJ Crucial says, I got faith in Aaron or Jalen. I mean, even school held Aaron Donald to 1 pressure and 1 tackle for loss first game. But it's possible that Daniel Brunskill is just no, it wasn't school. It was Brunskill.
It was Brunskill.
Possible that Brunskill is just the greatest offensive lineman of all time. We don't really know that yet,
but it might prove out.
No, I think it's good if you run the ball at Aaron Donald. If you don't just drop back and throw, you can neutralize Aaron Donald. They know how to handle Aaron Donald.
Absolutely.
The jet sweeps, the quick throws, the running, the traps.
Yep.
They've been doing it for years.
Yeah.
Devin, what's up? I live in North Dakota. Fall and winter already suck enough. Give me something to look forward to.
I just said that we're the best team in the division. You should look forward to that.
Yeah,